Have you noticed my emotions that come out of my mouth sound more defiant and angry when I have my eye patch on? And when I have my right eye patch off and I'm right eye dominant, do you not see the fact that I'm a little more like a baby and I cry a lot and I whine a lot, poor little me's? Well, there's a difference between a left and a right eye dominance. That is why me being left eye dominant wouldn't talk so much because I fear talking. Right eye dominant people loathe talking. Hence why the movie Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas was about hallucinating and the differences between hallucinations of each one of those dominances. Fear or loathe. I would rather fear talking than loathe talking. But the world has made me switch my eye dominance to my right eye. So unless I poke my right eyeball out or wear my eye patch all the time, which I can't because it makes my eyes hurt, I'm stuck loathing talking. Which is why we're getting closer to the day I poke my right eyeball out so I can fear speaking, which will make me happier, by the way. Because instead of having to help have a woman calm my thoughts down, I will be able to calm my own thoughts down because I know that I fear talking. So I don't need anybody to help me fear talking when I'm actually loathing talking. This chapter is about the symptom of numbness. While is always a potential within the soul, it is antithetical to the soul's passionate manner. Your soul gets very irritated when it's numb. Your mind maybe, but your soul cannot sit still, which is where a lot of mania comes in, or what I used to like to say, high, bright, all colors look brighter, and that energy creates your eyes to hurt. That is what mania is. There is a such thing as you get so manic that you become what they call catatonic and you are no longer in control of anything you say or do. And that's when they shot me with a needle and strapped me to a bed. One of the, I don't know how many times they've done that. There were times they've done that when I wasn't catatonic and they thought I was, and I was trying to convince them I wasn't. But then they give me drugs that I was allergic to, and it made me feel bad. And I sat there in the fucking padded room and I cried because I hurt, because Haldol and Ativan are not a good combination for me, because Haldol makes me feel very uneasy and unrelaxed, and my arms hurt. But they don't care. They could have just given me a shot of Thorazine. It would have been better. So who do you like better? Do you like me when I fear speaking? Or do you like me in my other videos when I loathe speaking? If you don't know what loathe means, look it up. Pretty much means crying. Like, oh, poor little me. Poor little me, I'm talking and no one's listening. Poor little me, I don't complain a lot. Have I gotten through to you yet? Fear and loathing. I would rather fear speech. To continue. Is a deadening quality or response to life. My soul doesn't react like it should to outside stimulus when I'm numb. When my head is when inside my brain my thoughts are the colors of my soul do not respond properly to the other particles around, like the wind, the happy little chirping bird, or the dog that wants me to throw its stick so it can go fetch. My soul literally has no response, which is why it's called a deadening quality or response to life. It just doesn't care. Because if no one wants to kiss my soul with their soul, which can be done in a lot of different ways: sex, cuddling, a simple kiss on the cheek, holding hands, a hug, going on a car ride, and just talking. As long as there's the attraction there between you two. When there's an attraction, your souls are trying to kiss each other and make love. It's called a kindred spirit. Spirits that like each other. Now I know that me and Bobby's spirits like each other, but something else is in the way, so I had to leave because I can no longer deal with trying to get her mind. So I have yet to find somebody in life that I enjoyed their mind, body, and soul. I had her mind. I did not have. I kind of had her mind. I had her soul, but I did not have her body. I mean, there was a couple times of close, small cuddling, but beyond it all, the only thing that I had fully was soul. So, in order to fully understand how to stay married, you need to be the opposite eye dominance of your partner, and you need to feel their mind, body, and soul, and understand and like those three things. Sometimes we are forced to settle for one or two out of the three. It's a horrible reality, and I will probably never get mind, body, and soul from a woman. And since I am the oldest living soul in the universe, I figured I deserved that, but maybe not. Because numbness, a loss of feeling and passion, runs contrary to the soul's deeper nature, places of numbness often become covered, involved involve a turning away from experience. Both numbness and shame involve a turning away from experience. My soul was getting numb from trying so hard to get Bobby to date me. I felt like I was moving slow, like I should have been, but she was standing still. And that caused me to feel ashamed, like, are you just messing with me? So I turned away from the experience. Even though my soul is mad at me for doing so, I can't put my mind and body through the anguish and stress anymore. Both numbness and shame involve in turning away from experience. Shame can both precede and follow numbness. Numbness can both result from shamed experience and become covered in shame. I was ashamed to even try to date her because she had kids that were not mine. And that made me feel a little numb and sorry for the guy that those were his kids. And then I became numb because it wasn't going the way I planned, and I started to feel conflicting feelings from her thoughts, which caused me more shame, like apparently I'm not good enough. And there was also shame within the way I was speaking about psychology, well, imaginal psychology, even though she put up with it and just said, "You're just weird." Numbness can both result from shamed experience and become covered in shame. Since I was shamed because I was told I wasn't allowed to be a good dad, even though I am a good dad, I say weird things to kids because it makes them think about something they're doing wrong. Instead of trying to punish them, it's called a diversion technique that I use. I diversionalize their mind with an analogy that pertains to what they're doing wrong at that time to make it the same so that they can see an analogy from what they were doing wrong. An analogy is taking two things that do not go together and making them similar. But I wasn't allowed to speak like that, so that caused me to become numb on the fact that most of me don't really care if I see my kids because I haven't been teaching them how to think. Because a dad's job in psychology is to teach his kids how to socialize, and a mother's job is to teach their kids how to love. The numbness that I have has covered me in shame because I know, well, the shame is still here because I am numb from it, from the shame. But the numbness has been covered in shame because I still force myself to stay in Nebraska just because my kids live an hour away, even though my daughter blocked me on Instagram and I don't want to live here. I don't want to live in Nebraska. I want to go to Colorado where I know I will find my stoner chick that will take care of my mind, body, and soul, and I will take care of her mind, body, and soul. It's just unfortunate most people on the planet nowadays only care about their body. So they have lots of sex and they're taking care of each other's bodies, which gives your soul a little energy. But if you're not paying attention to taking care of the mind, then you're not really taking care of the soul because all the time, what are you doing? And what do you women like to do with your men? You like to argue. You like what are you called? Cute assholes. You like douchebag men. You call them these things. You call me and talk to me about how your boyfriend's a douchebag, but yet the next day you made up with him because he was being mean, said something rude, and then you liked it, and then eventually he didn't even have to apologize because you just came back to it, and it just recycles and recircles into a fire of invisibility. Another possibility is that numbness becomes associated with shamelessness. That would be people that are so numb that they become criminals and they have no shame in any criminal activity they do. I have so much shame in the criminal activity world that I will not even ride in a vehicle of somebody that does not have legalized plates on it because I don't want to get in trouble. And I don't want to have to tell my probation officer that I ran into a police officer because I'd have to put it on my report if the police officer asked my name. Plus, the police officer might know my name anyways. So if my probation officer found out that I was involved with somebody doing criminal activity, that would make me not get off of probation early enough. I don't really feel comfortable smoking weed illegally, so that's why I want to move to Colorado. I'm not paranoid about I'm paranoid about getting caught. I don't want to get caught smoking weed and go to jail and then have it used against me because I wanted to smoke a dinosaur. Like, leave me alone talking to God, because talking to God is better than talking to somebody who thinks their skin is white as paper. In this scenario, numbness draws upon the life force from soul to more fully inhabit and protect the numb position. So it takes soul energy from the people that they criminalize towards, and they think they use that to protect the numbness because they know that if they're doing bad things, that it's bad and their soul's going to stay numb from the shame. Paradoxically, numbness can enlist the soul's passionate nature to defend or enact its position. An analogy is cancer in the body, where cancer cells actively reproduce, akin to normal cells, yet these cancer cells feed on, suffocate, and ultimately kill the greater life force of the organism. If I were going to defend my numbness, I would say there is nothing around me that I can't live without. That's why I'm numb. I could live without any of this shit. I could live homeless, I wouldn't care. That's why I'm numb. Because nothing in this house, nothing in my life is worth keeping. I have nothing to look forward to. I have nothing in my life that makes me want to wake up, that makes me smile to go to sleep with a strawberry in my mouth. Nothing. You can't say my kids because I haven't seen them. I don't know them. It's been so long since I've communicated with them. I don't know who they are, and they don't know who I am. And that's because of imaginal psychology. If I'm going to enact my position of my soul, I am going to explain to you why my soul is doing these things, why my behavior is doing these things. You notice body language through soul movement. When I'm making all these faces that you notice that I make, that I don't really see that I'm making them, but I have been told I make faces a lot. So my soul is trying to show itself, to show its position of my numbness by the way my body moves around and the way my speech lines up with my body movement and my body movement lines up with my speech. Defending or enacting numbness moves one deeper into soullessness. People can enact numbness passionately, fighting both tooth and nail to hold on to numbness. When numbness is passionately enacted, there is movement towards evil. There sometimes is movement towards evil. I don't have. I have currently crossed into a world. All of my soul is trapped in these little jars. I see these jars. I know where they are. I don't know how to open them. I don't know how to let the soul out. And I'm going to go back to the fact is I don't get enough affection. I don't get enough attention. I don't have somebody to sleep next to. I don't get congratulated for what I went through to guinea pig myself through the psychiatric mental health field to show you the true face of the oldest living soul on planet Earth. My bottles of soul cannot be opened because I am not being believed. I may have 30 some subscribers. That is not enough people to make me believe that I'm actually in reality. I'm pretty sure I'm in reality. I'm pretty sure you just don't understand the movie The Matrix. So I have continued. Thus, the vulnerability associated with the soul's passions can either be opened or defended against. The soul's passionate nature can be channeled for opposite purposes. When there is inadequate discernment and awareness, the soul's passion will be tapped towards evil. When passion is accompanied with awareness, we move towards goodness, justice, beauty, and truth. You don't understand that when passion is accompanied with awareness, when there is inadequate discernment and awareness, the soul's passion will be tapped towards evil. I can't open my jars. Do I feel like being evil? Yes. What is that evil? I want to poke my right eyeball out or kill myself. I would never extend my evil towards anything outside of myself. I have no right to tamper with another person's entity of soul jars because they did not fit into my daily routine of what I wanted to happen. So instead of causing more negative energy to bounce around and grow from person to person to person, to give an example, if I go and kill somebody, that causes a reaction of a lot of different victims. It causes the people they worked at, the people they worked with, the income that the family made, the family itself, the friends, the community. There are a lot of victims in that case if I go kill somebody. If I kill myself, I am the only victim. Because if I chose to kill myself, it is none of your damn business to have feelings and get mad at me because you weren't around to make sure I didn't. Don't say that me killing myself affects others because I don't affect others when I'm alive. You don't show me that I affect others while I'm alive. So I have the right to kill myself. I have the right to go meet the creator of the universe. I have the right to be at total silence and dead. And yes, and I've never experienced death. And I'm sure it's very sad when someone dies in your life. And it probably does affect you. But from the standpoint of the person who's suicidal, if I'm none of your business while I'm alive, I'm none of your business when I'm dead. And the saddest statement I have ever thought of is, do I have to kill myself to show you how much I care? Or the other evil I could do, which would be not towards anybody else, I would poke my eyeball out. It would be evil for a while until it stopped hurting. And then I would be happy that I could live left eye dominant and fear speaking. And most likely, the channel order of what will happen is probably within 2 years, the eyeball's coming out. And then, depending on how it actually feels after getting used to being left eye dominant again, I might not kill myself. I might be like just laughing at you, going, "You guys are fucking stupid. I'm just gonna watch you burn." So I can't say I'll kill myself. But the first thing that will happen is my eyeball, my right eyeball, will be popped out because I want to fear speaking. If I poke my right eyeball out, I will fear speaking and my brain will be at rest. And I will no longer hear the demons of my past 34 years of being misdiagnosed in the psychiatric field because you told me I can't say strange things, even though everybody says strange.